Hello everyone and welcome to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about Guild Wars 2. In fact, one of my most beloved games and one of the games that I'm often filled with the most regret that I don't spend enough time with. Guild Wars 2 is such an incredible game, and the best news of all, it is finally getting an expansion in 2022 with End of Dragons. This, I think, is going to be very significant, but also sets a new tone for the franchise going forward. So to easily jump in and answer the question, is Guild Wars 2 worth it in 2022? The answer is yes. It's always been, in fact, worth it. I have so much regret every time I step away from this game, but I'm immediately blown away every time I just step back in to the wonder that is everything that this game accomplishes on so many levels. One of the things that I think drives that aspect is that I haven't experienced everything in Guild Wars 2. I'm not a Guild Wars 2 expert. You wouldn't consider me a Guild Wars 2 content creator, and I think that's a very interesting thing about the aspect of the game itself. First and foremost, there is so much mystery and wonder. I honestly feel like I don't know why I keep stepping away, but for me personally, the answer ends up being accessibility. I tend to, as a gamer, as an adult, as a father of 5 kids, believe it or not, I have very limited time to end up playing games. Guild Wars 2 is incredibly accessible. It's incredibly easy to jump in, experience the world, and enjoy whatever time you have with it. However, that all being said, I think that when it looks at other games that I tend to end up gravitating to, namely Final Fantasy XIV, that has a huge amount of accessibility options. I guess that's a new word, accessibility, but it has a lot of options for me as a player to sit down and play on controller and to play on keyboard and mouse. Now, personally speaking, every time I bring up controller play, I know there's going to be those in there in the comment section saying, who in the heck in their right mind plays on controller? Well, somebody who also probably in their right mind had more than one, child. I kid. I'm very blessed to have all of my children, and I love them all dearly. So you might consider me crazy. You might write me off just for the fact that I play MMOs on controllers. It is my preferred method, and I'm actually going to be working, I think, with Glenn Angel. I need to reach out to him because I know that there's a way that you can apparently do it with Steam, and I just haven't taken that time. It ends up being an extra step, an extra bit of effort, where in other games that I enjoy, ends up just being very seamless and easy to use. But that's also the crazy news. Guild Wars 2 is coming to Steam. It continues to have a Steam page and continues to be reflective that it is coming. So I wonder if that's going to get any kind of news announcements sometime shortly after this video is posted. But regardless, it's a simple and easy answer. Now, I've already gone ahead and pre-ordered End of Dragons. I think I'm ready to dive in and jump into that story as best and as much as possible. Personally speaking, I think it's going to be a great experience, especially one that's going to keep me from jumping back into Destiny. I think I definitely need to take a further break from that franchise and spend more time here in Guild Wars going forward. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about my experience and my my play style, because if you're like me, maybe this is going to be a good answer for you. If you're busy, if you got parenting duties, I was like, if you got parents, we all got parents. But if you end up finding yourself like me going like, well, I kind of like to jump around between different games. Is it accessible? Is it easy to jump back into? Can you have a good time with the game itself? And the thing that I really appreciate about Guild Wars, hands down, is the open world concept. I love seeing other players run around. I love that the world feels alive and vibrant. I mean, when I just pull up the map alone, I love the graphic art style that the map offers me. I love how everything kind of comes together, both in a very blended, very aesthetic, very easy to just appreciate aesthetic. And that just makes it all the more frustrating that it's like, man, if I could only play this game like on my Switch, if I could only play this game on a console, I think that would end up taking Guild Wars 2 for me personally to the next level, and a game that I'd find myself logging in every day. Now, the game does offer daily login rewards, and the other asset or the aspect that I find is a very good selling point to the game itself is that there is no monthly subscription fee. In fact, you can play this game for free. It's got a decent sized free trial. Some things are going to be locked to you. Some changes are going to end up being made, but when it's all said and done, you're going to end up having, I think, a very decent time. And it's not going to ask you for money each and every month. It will and does support a cash shop that you can purchase many various different items, of which I've actually decided to support the game due to the sheer amount of time that I've put into the game and enjoyment that I've gotten out of the game. But that's my personal preference, and that's, you can always leave that up to you. The thing that ends up being very enjoyable about it tends to be the fact that the game doesn't necessarily make me feel at a disadvantage. Yes, there are benefits and perks to actually spending money. Like, I went ahead and bought the unlimited mining and crafting tools, but I could have continued to pay for that with in-game currency. It actually really wasn't that taxing. I got it because of the cool effects that it offers me. Speaking of which, might as well show off the cool effects as I sit here and mine some ore. I get this really cool effect, and that's something like of me spending a little bit of money, choosing to support the game for the fun and everything that it ends up giving me. Anyway, with that, this is just me saying I hope that you consider checking out Guild Wars 2 sometime this year, and we'll be giving you guys some thoughts and feedback on the impressions, especially as it relates to End of Dragons when it launches here soon enough. I'm very excited to see Guild Wars 2 continuing to evolve and continuing to expand and give players what they've longed for, being able to return to some of the classic Guild Wars 1 zones. And I think it's going to be exciting to see how that all plays out. Guys, thanks so much for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did and you feel like I earned it, get that like button going. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and let me know if you do so I can officially welcome you to the Soul Nation. You're beautiful, fantastic, and wonderful. And hopefully you're having a fantastic day. And if there's any reason or anything I can do to make it better, let me know. I can see what I can do. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
I want to say thank you for providing me a friendly, fun, and optimistic community. Baby. Coming from an MMO community filled with toxicity, this is an amazing breath of fresh air. Keep it up, baby. Oh, yeah.